good and the just were like gold dust in the city. I had no illusions. I was no hero.
And the NYPD is currently in pursuit of Max Payne, believed to be armed and extremely dangerous.
Max Payne should die like a dog for the trouble he's caused.
What's going on, YouTube? My name is Nick and welcome to my channel. If you're watching this, that means this is my first video, so I hope that it's a good one and doesn't turn out as terrible as I imagine it to be. But you know, making a YouTube account and just content in general is something I've wanted to do for a while, but always would put off for this reason or that reason. But just kind of reaches a point where, you know, you just gotta just do it, and whatever happens happens. And honestly, who cares at the end of the day? Because, you know, it's the process that counts, I think. Anyways, so today I just wanted to take some time and quickly talk about Remedy Entertainment's Max Payne, which was originally released for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox way back in 2001. It could have also been released for the PC, but I have no idea, to be completely honest with you. Now I know you're probably wondering, Nick, who the hell is asking for a Max Payne review in 2022? And to that I would say, honestly, probably not a soul on earth. However, I just recently completed the game for the first time and started the sequel. Well, not even started. At this point, I've beaten the sequel. I'm on Max Payne 3 currently. However, I just wanted to get some thoughts off about the first game that started this this franchise, which has been loved by lots of people for many years now. Now, while this is the first time I've completed a game from beginning to end, it's definitely not the first time that I've ever played it. Back when I was a young kid, I had the game on the original Xbox, but you know, in typical little kid fashion, I didn't actually complete the game. For whatever reason, I found the game crazy hard, which, you know, it is, even by today's standards, it's definitely on the trickier side, you know. But when you're a kid, you have less patience and this, that, whatever. The thing that, you know, really made me drop the game completely, though, is the fact that the game features a quick save feature. And I can't remember if it was myself or my younger sibling, but the game definitely got ruined because the quick save option was used when I had very, very low health. I remember this perfectly. And, you know, after that, it was a wrap. There was no recovering. So, you know, I just... the game got sabotaged. The quick save was used, and then there was no hope in me beating this particular area of the game. I'm pretty sure when I replayed it now, I ended up finding out that it was the last level. So it was the last level that I had made it to, but then it was too hard for me at the time. I dropped it, never played it again until now. Mind you though, I enjoyed the game back then 100%. I remember it being crazy fun, which is why I made it as far as I did. But for whatever reason, the game got ruined for me because of the saving feature, and then that was it. So I was more than happy to pick the game up now in 2022 via backwards compatibility on the Xbox Series X. And man, let me tell you, 100% worth it. So what is Max Payne? So Max Payne is what you get when you get style cues from The Matrix and multiple film noir elements, and you throw them all in a blender and you make a third-person shooter. You as a player take on the role of Max Payne, a fugitive cop that's been accused of murder, navigating one of the bleakest, honestly, one of the most depressing depictions of New York I've seen in a while. Trying to both clear your name while also figuring out the source of a new drug that's taking over the city, and ruining countless lives. So straight off the jump, it doesn't take much time to realize that this game is absolutely leaking with atmosphere. Legit, I don't recall the last time I played a game that took place in New York that made New York seem completely awful and depressing and just disgusting in like the worst ways possible. But Max Payne completely delivered on that front 100%. When I tell you that you legitimately couldn't pay me to visit this depiction of New York in real life, I 100% mean it. The subways are absolutely abandoned, buildings are run down and falling apart, and alleyways are basically your second home. You also have to navigate all of this while a winter storm is happening, and it's the worst, but in the most engaging way possible. All of this while an amazing score sets the mood. Like, I've completed the game weeks ago now, and I still have the main theme stuck in my head. It's that good. So the story of Max Payne is told through a mix of action sequences and graphic novel, comic book-esque frame cutscenes, and it's honestly as compelling a tale that you could ask for. And looking back, knowing that this came out like over 20 years ago at this point, was definitely impressive for its time. Like, I don't think I can recall any other game that I played when I was a kid back then that also gave off the same vibe that this game had. Certain aspects of this game are definitely dated, that's for sure, but the voice acting holds up very, very well and is so well done, and you can only tip your hat to all of those that were involved in making the game. So Max's world is populated with more gangsters, thugs, and drug dealers for a lifetime, all of which are trying to stop you on your mission. And when I tell you that these guys are trying to stop you, like, it's not even a joke. They'll be raining bullets into you even after you're dead, until the cutscene rolls and you get respawned and come back to life. While it is definitely a requirement for you to deal with your foes, if you are not armed and well prepared, you are 100% gonna die. Like, when I say that Max is the complete opposite of a bullet sponge, I mean it 100%. This is kind of what I meant by the game being pretty hard, because there are certain rooms you'll enter, certain combat scenarios which are just like literally bullet hell, and if you are not ready, like, you're gonna get smoked. But while the game is very tough, this is where the game's bullet time comes into play, which I honestly figure is like the biggest Matrix type of inspiration that this game has. Basically, it's a gameplay mechanic that allows you to briefly slow down time and be more precise with your shooting during little spurts here and there. And this gameplay mechanic is literally the difference between life and death in most scenarios. Of course, this comes with a caveat, as the ability is timed and can only be used for a short period of time. Once it runs out, you'll have to deal with encounters in real time until you accumulate more bullet time by killing your enemies at regular speed. But it's this constant back and forth that makes the combat scenarios incredibly exciting, and you always have a amazing sense of gratification once you get through a difficult room or a difficult area. So if you haven't realized by now, the game is violent as hell and has an M rating for a reason. I can definitely see this game being a game to have caused controversy back in the early 2000s. Shootouts and bloodshed are common and frequent. Oh my god. Well-placed kill shots like sniper rifles, though, for example, will be accompanied by a slow motion animation, which is completely like just so satisfying. Hell, even Max's death sequences feature the same type of animation, and in my opinion are absolutely hilarious. Like they would be able to kind of line the mood after getting smoked over and over and over again. Honestly, never got old to me seeing Max get blown up by a grenade and then be launched 15 feet in the air while the camera just revolving in a circle at his dead body. Just too good. Now, while the game is super violent, it never manages to feel over the top and always fits within the context of the game's theme, story, atmosphere, and just overall tone of the game. The game also has these drug-induced sequences that are a total trip and really get you into Max's state of mind, just knowing everything he's going through and dealing with throughout the story. It actually took me by surprise. I kind of forgot about those moments from having played the game as a kid. I completely forgot that the game had these sections, and I honestly love the fact that Remedy was willing to take the chance to do something cool like that, because again, personally, I can't recall any other game from the early 2000s that had similar creative gameplay segments. And like I said in the beginning, I'm playing the game on an Xbox Series X via backwards compatibility, which is honestly probably one of the best ways to play the game, I would imagine, in 2022. I'm sure that there are excellent ways to play it via emulation or whatever on the PC, but my experience playing the game was fantastic. The game honestly looked pretty great for a game that is over 20 years old, and with this console and its like performance capabilities, I had like no load times. Everything ran flawlessly. It was to the point where like loading screens would load so fast I wouldn't even have time to read hints or anything that the game had to say. You know, it was like impressive but almost annoying in a way, but you know, performance wise, I have no complaints at all. But yeah, honestly, it's hard for me to find anything negative about this game, to be completely honest with you. Having now completed it, I can definitely see why it was so well received for its time, and you know, it's considered a classic game that's loved by many people. And it also put Remedy on the map. I mean, they got to make these games and then went on to do Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Control, etc. And you know, I can see how those games were inspired by what Max Payne did, having completed it now. And yeah, it was fantastic, fun gameplay, solid graphics, and a pretty interesting story. Max Payne honestly had it all. So if you haven't played it, I would more than recommend it. Like, especially if you have an Xbox Series X or S and you can play the game via backwards compatibility, just go for it. If you're even vaguely interested in it, give it a try. But yeah, that's about it in regards to my thoughts to this game. Thank you for watching this video the entire way through. If you have, if you haven't, I understand. Again, welcome to my channel. I don't really know what exactly I'll be posting, or how often or whatever, you know, but it's just the first video, giving it a try. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any feedback, comments, if you've played this game and have any personal stories, or you know, just anything that you want to say about the game or this video in general, please let me know, and I will definitely read any comments and, you know, just take everything into consideration. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and that's it. Peace.